In today's video, we're going to talk about how people unconsciously self-sabotage their health, whether it be sickness, illnesses, whether it be physical injuries. And the information I'm going to share with you, many of you are not going to agree with it. You're going to deny it profusely and say, oh no, that's not how it works. But I'm telling you, I've seen this over and over again so many times, and it's going to blow your mind. And we're also going to talk a little bit about self-sabotage and how you can identify some of these limiting beliefs. Now, if you see me, I'm just winking a really long time here. No, I'm outside the front of my home and the sun's right in my face. I wasn't expecting this. So here we go. So today I was doing a one-on-one session with a client, which I don't do many of these days. I do, here and there throughout the week, but with having my team and doing events and trainings, I don't usually get to do as many one-on-one sessions as I used to. I used to do 40 a week. But I was jumping on with this woman, and it's funny because she signed up to do sessions a couple of weeks ago, and she wants to work on her success and all that kind of stuff, right? Well, over the weekend, right before we did our session, something happened and she hurt her foot. She sprained her ankle or something like that, right? So I know when people start doing this kind of stuff in their lives, there's some type of subconscious self-sabotage happening. So whether it's you get sick, car accidents, broken foots and legs and all this kind of stuff, right? So I said, hey, she's telling me all about it. Her sister had come into town and all this sort of stuff, right? So I said, okay, we're going to dive in and figure out why you have created this injury. Now, for those of you which ways would be better? Is the lighting better on this side? I guess it doesn't matter. For those of you who may not understand, okay, or you may be thinking, what do you mean she created this injury? Well, you see, our subconscious mind controls the body, right? This is why you don't have to consciously think about breathing or digesting your food. I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk this way so to get that lighting in there. But this is why you don't have to think about digesting your food or your heart pumping blood through the body. It's because the subconscious is doing it automatically. Well, guess what? When you constantly are stubbing your toe, or you're tripping and you're falling, or you're injuring yourself, guess what's doing it? It's your subconscious mind. And from what I've experienced, I don't even want to say 99% of the time, like 100% of the time, there's something going on deep down inside that your subconscious mind is trying to communicate. There's a great book on this. If I remember it, I'll tell you, but you could basically look at whatever injury, whatever illness, whatever area you're having trouble in the body in, and it will tell you what you're struggling with emotionally, right? Like feet and knees is trouble with moving forward in life. Lower back pain is money issues, things like this. So anyways, we put her in hypnosis. I said, you created this, right? She's like, yeah, no, I did. So something's going on. So I put her in hypnosis and I take her through what's called the breakthrough. So this is like the staple of what we do with our clients is we take them through this process where we identify first and foremost why it's happening, right? So this is something that our clients experience and that we teach people how to do, whether you want to be a hypnotist or do it for yourself. So anyways, I take her through the breakthrough process and all this stuff started coming to the surface, right? And what it boiled down to is that every time that she felt like she wasn't getting love from her family, she would somehow subconsciously self-sabotage her health, and hopefully that's not too loud, and she would make herself sick or she would get an injury. And so deep down inside, after we made the connection of this pattern, she realized like, hey, every time I'm feeling like I'm not good enough or I'm not loved, I unconsciously hurt myself or get sick so that my family has to take care of me. Also on top of that, she was getting hurt because she wanted love from her father. So we go through the subconscious and we start to clear it. And now, because we've cleared that out, she will not have to worry about continuing that same pattern. Now, does that mean she'll never get hurt again? No, because there could be another pattern that shows up. Now, typically, if people are getting injured, they're getting sick, it's not like this just happened, meaning it's usually people have ignored the signs, the smaller signs, right? Typically, it'll start off, damn, it's getting loud over here, there's construction. But anyways, doesn't matter. Typically, people will start off their signs, right? You are feeling anxious, you're feeling emotional, you're feeling sad. And then we ignore that, right? And then that starts to bleed more into our daily lives. And then we ignore that. And then again, that's what eventually leads to the sickness, the illness, the injuries, stuff like this. Now, there was other beliefs that also came up throughout this process, right? Believing she wasn't good enough to be respected, she wasn't good enough to be loved, that she did this thing where she would always put other people in front, and women do this a lot, by the way, but she would always put other people's needs in front of hers because she wanted to feel like the hero. Because when she felt like the hero, that's how she also gained love. Right? So all this stuff, a lot of it, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of this stuff boils down to us getting love, right? It's like, okay, I gotta be the hero, put everybody else first except for myself because that's how I get love. So within this 1 hour, we literally cleared out like 40 years of trauma and things that she was dealing with, and in the matter of moments. And now moving forward in this woman's life, her life will never be the same again because she has identified those limiting beliefs that were showing up in her body with her physical injuries. Now, I want to share with you how you can start to identify some of these limiting beliefs. So, and by the way, guys, if you're liking what I'm saying so far, hit the like button, all right? Comment some notes down below, and I'm actually gonna run you through an exercise right now where we're gonna help you identify what some of those limiting beliefs are. So, and whenever we do identify them, write your limiting beliefs in the comments and we'll see what we can do to help you, okay? So a very common, hopefully I don't get hit by this car, a very common limiting belief that people have is I'm not good enough, right? Now, I'm not good enough bleeds into a lot of different things. It could be I'm not good enough for love, I'm not good enough for success, I'm not good enough to be respected, I'm not good enough to whatever, X, Y, Z. And this belief, there's so many of them, right? So I developed this way where you could just find out what those beliefs are. It is very simple. I'm gonna run you through and I'll have you pause the video and do this. So whenever you're nice and relaxed, what you're gonna do is you're gonna close your eyes. Again, you could do this here in a moment. And you're gonna take a couple deep breaths and you're gonna relax. And then when you relax, you're gonna ask yourself this question, or you can even play this video and have me ask it to you. But you're gonna ask this question and you're gonna fill in the blank with whatever that comes to your mind, okay? So I want you to fill in the blank. So pause it if you need to, or get ready, get yourself settled, take a couple deep breaths. And I want you to say to yourself, subconscious mind, fill in the blank here. I'm not good enough to, or I'm not good enough for, and then boom, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Okay, write it down. Comment your answer, please, in here. That'll really help me out. And it'll help you guys out as well. So I'm not good enough to fill in the blank. I'm not good enough to be loved. I'm not good enough for success. I'm not good enough for attention. I'm not good enough for respect. I'm not good enough for love. I'm not good enough to make money. And then write it down. And then once you got your answer, ask it again. And what you do is you keep asking yourself this question over and over again. Lighting's better this way. Over and over again until you've emptied the tank. And I'm not good enough as a leader. I'm not good enough as a follower or as a student, whatever. So once you have those beliefs, now we know part of what we can do to identify to start to remove them. Now, that's not a full breakthrough, but it's at least a tool where you can start using now. And whenever you're removing limiting beliefs, half the battle is literally just identifying what they are. Meaning, most of the time we have these struggles in life is because we don't know what the beliefs are that are causing us all the havoc. So half of moving forward is just identifying it. You don't even have to go through the whole process of going back and releasing it. You can, but just being aware, many times that will release the belief in and of itself. Now, what's also interesting, I'll say one more thing about this woman. So one of the things you have to do before you release a belief is you always ask your subconscious mind permission. And the reason you ask your subconscious mind permission is because if your subconscious mind feels as though letting go of that belief is gonna harm you in some way, it won't work. So you have to go through a reframe process where you ask your subconscious mind, why do you wanna hold on to it? And figure out the reasons that it says, and then you reframe it to get it to be 100% to let go. So guys, if this resonates with you, it's getting loud now, so I'm just gonna hit it here. Hit the like button if you've got something from what we just talked about. And for those of you who want to learn how to do this, or you want to experience it either with myself or my team, there's gonna be a link down in the description for you to book a free assessment with my team where they're going to do a deeper dive to see what are some of these beliefs that are holding you back and how we can help you get to break through to the next level. So if you want to experience hypnosis or you want to learn hypnosis, click the button below in the description and book your free assessment now. All right, guys, see you in the next one.